In August of 1939, Nazi Germany invaded Poland, blowing the last fuse to start the Second World War. Germany's relentless blitzkrieg crippled Europe, and by 1940, France fell, and British resistance on mainland Europe had retreated. Things were looking grim for the free world. That was until the Red Army had awoken. In 1941, Germany had made the decision that ultimately would lose them the war. They broke the non-aggression pact with the industrializing USSR by invading the Soviet Union at Leningrad. Before the outbreak of the war, Stalin's series of 5-year plans had begun to change the USSR from its peasant agricultural society into an industrialized superpower. By the time of the outbreak of the war, the USSR had the prerequisites to join the fight. The USSR quickly adapted to a wartime economy, and soon was rivaling Germany's mass production. The USSR also reformed their fighting forces, matching their tank divisions to that of German panzer divisions, and likewise with its leadership structure. Once the USSR began to receive aid from the United States in the form of communication and intelligence, as well as the use of railways made by the US, they already had a huge advantage over their German invaders. The USSR also held large advantage over Germany in their fighting force, outnumbering the Germans 10-1. This is especially so apparent in one of the turning points of the war: the Battle of Stalingrad.
No mercy for defeatists, cowards, or traitors. Anyone caught deserting his post will be shot. Remember great Comrade Stalin's order: not one step backwards. You will be well equipped for the battles that lie ahead. You will have food, water, weapons, and plenty of ammunition. What do you suppose the Germans have? Nothing. Their supply lines are stretched too thin. Their dash to the Volga has left them without the means to bring us a proper fight. With our superior strength in numbers and our boundless courage, victory is ours. We shall stop the fascist invaders there, at Stalingrad!
Out of the boat! What are you waiting for? Get up!
I won't ask you again, comrade!
The man with the rifle shoots!
The Battle of Stalingrad, where famously, due to supply shortages, Soviet troops went into combat unarmed.
The one without the rifle follows the one who has the rifle. If the one with the rifle is killed, the other one must pick up his rifle and shoot. One man carries the rifle, the other man carries the ammunition. If the one with the rifle dies, the other one must pick up the rifle.
Okay, go, go, go!
Okay, comrade! Same thing! You go first! Let's head for that left car over there! Wait for them to change out their barrels! Ready? Okay, go, go!
It was through sheer courage, numbers, and industrialized might was the Eastern Front brought to Berlin by the Red Army. This was how the Allies won the East. But what about the West?
The Western Front of the war had proven to be possibly the most decisive. The British, now backed by the American and Canadian allies, had pushed through Normandy and were making their way to Berlin. The industrial and technological prowess of the Americans and British proved to contribute to ending the war in their favour. However, this wasn't always the case. The Battle of Britain took place from July to October of 1940. German air raids pounded London in hopes of weakening British defences to launch a later German amphibious assault. Civilian casualties were substantial, and would have been worse if it wasn't for the bravery of the Royal Air Force. Bad intelligence from the German side led to difficulty in combating the British. However, the Royal Air Force's stellar pilots and newly formed radar technology led to eventual air superiority. Radar allowed the British to know near precisely where the German bomber squadrons were, and allowed for the British pilots to intercept and destroy these threats. This air superiority crushed the German pilots' morale, and Germany postponed future air raids, ultimately winning the Battle of Britain for the Allies.
Operation Overlord, June 6, 1944. This was the beginning of the end for the Third Reich. British, American, and Canadian forces made their daring, all-out amphibious assault on Nazi-occupied France. Breaking through Normandy would allow for the liberation of France and an Allied assault to Berlin from the west. In conjunction with paratroopers, Marines assaulting the beachhead would sweep through Normandy and secure a foothold in France. The Normandy landings are often considered one of the most successful and decisive amphibious assaults in military history. Before the Marines hit the beach, thousands of paratroopers had already been dropped behind enemy lines. These airborne battalions did their duty in securing roads, bridges, and towns.
We'll get through this! We've got to take that beach! Clear the ramp! That artillery strike scattered what's left of our squad all over the beach. 4 of our boys over there. Help them move up the beach to the seawall. I'll give you some covering fire. Now move out! I prevail some cover fire to the bunker windows! I can make a run for the shingle! Ready where you are! On the other side! Everybody, over the seawall!
In the following weeks, Allied forces had fought across Normandy's countryside and had made it all the way to the Seine River. Paris would ultimately be liberated, and fighting would continue into Europe. Ultimately, about 156,000 Allied troops had assaulted Normandy's beaches, of which 4,000 lost their lives. Shortly thereafter, more than 326,000 troops had landed at Normandy with over 100,000 tons of equipment.
Arrangements are being made to take his body back to the States.
I thought Sullivan would make it through for sure.
We let our guard down, Polonsky. We can't let it happen again.
So, what now?
Tojo's got a tight hold on pretty much everything to the west. Direct route runs right into the Japanese guns. We take the flank. It might get us wet, but it's not going to get us killed. We regroup with the 5th when we're through the swamp. Stay sharp.
Poor bastard must have been shot down this morning.
Fuselage is still smoking. Check for survivors.
He's all snarled up on something. Shit! We're there!
After the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, the United States had entered the war on the side of the Allies, declaring war on both Imperial Japan and Nazi Germany. Desiring retribution for Pearl Harbor, the Americans began their campaign against the Japanese in the Pacific. On this front, combat in the Pacific did not take place in the countryside of Normandy or the bombed out ruins of Berlin. Here, if the bullets, bayonets and fire didn't kill you, the Pacific itself would. Epic naval battles showcase both sides' advanced naval technologies. Fighter planes deployed against enemy ships proved very effective. The iconic struggle between the nimble Japanese Zero fighter and the reliable American Corsair exemplifies Pacific fighter plane combat.
American firepower was not only limited to battleships and fighter planes. Enter the PBY Catalina. Painted jet black and utilizing state-of-the-art magnetic anomaly detection gear, the Black Cats performed their search and rescue operations and engaged and destroyed thousands of pounds of Japanese freighters and merchant ships. Armed with 30 and 50 caliber machine guns and 2 front-mounted 20mm guns, these Black Cats were viewed by the enemy as very bad luck.
Open fire! Let's go get our men!
There they go. Bastards ain't gonna know what hit them.
The Navy's been bombing the hell out of the island for 2 days straight. Miller, we hit any resistance on the beach? You get on that radio and call for immediate missile support.
Don't think twice.
Mumra, I want you up the beach and have that tree line ASAP. We're on point as we move in. What the hell? Is that one of ours? Now!
Infantry combat in the Pacific was hell. Guerrilla attacks and asymmetrical warfare bogged down American troops on the beaches and in the jungles of the Pacific. Struggling supply lines severely hurt American morale, and the hot, humid conditions of the Pacific Islands only contributed to disease and suffering. Japanese banzai attacks took American soldiers by surprise. These guerrilla combatants took many lives via the bayonet and the katana. One of the most terrifying weapons in all of human history, the flamethrower saw action during the American Pacific Campaign. Used to burn the brush and bunkers used by the Japanese, it was very effective in combating entrenched guerrillas. Later banned from military use, the flamethrower was a truly awe-inspiring weapon, certainly having a degree of psychological effect on its opponents. However, strapping one soldier onto live fuel canisters often led to a painful demise by the user. Ultimately, the war would be brought to an end in 1945 with the fall of Berlin and the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The war proved costly everywhere, with an estimated 35 to 50 million people dead. World War II was the largest armed conflict in modern human history. It proved that victory was not achieved by one man, but by the lives of many.